Hello everybody, PsyStarcraft here with another Heart of the Swarm commentary. It's a Zerg versus Protoss on Newark Precinct. I didn't even have to ask you guys what map this was, and I didn't even have to look it up. How good am I at live? Pretty damn good. This is a replay cast, as you can see from the right, and like I'm not actually playing, you don't see me playing the actual game, so you should have known that already without me having to tell you. If not, then unsubscribe because you're an idiot. If you guys haven't seen it already, check out SC2K's channel. He has a video of me getting tased with a very low-grade taser. Needless to say, we were both fairly well intoxicated for that video, but I'll try to remember to add his link in the description below. It was an interesting experience. I remember it a little bit. Yeah, I drink a lot of beer, and it's probably not great, but you know, it helps me cope with my terrible StarCraft skills. But hopefully my terrible skills will not be present in this game. My opponent is exGenius in the bottom left as the red Protoss, not to be confused with NextGenius. I am in the bottom right as DEI's side. DEI, again, is just a little group of friends that I'm in a clan team with, whatever you want to call it. That just we get together every once in a while, play some custom games, play some team games, stuff like that. So, yeah. I still haven't streamed. Man, I just do not deliver on any of my promises, do I? I said I was going to be competitive. I said I was going to play tons of ladder every day. I said I was going to stream, and I've not really done any of those things. I do have the capability of streaming now that my internet has been improved. Thanks, Comcast. You didn't fuck up for once. Although you're still a piece of shit, so eat my dick. And I still haven't streamed. But anyway, looks like I was able to get a 15 hatch off, followed by a 16 pool. And, you know, 15 hatch is so risky against Protoss, but, like, I'm just a lazy asshole, so I'm just like, I don't want to learn any other builds. I'm just going to go for a 15 hatch, and if you don't block me, then I'm going to kill you with my face. Looks like he's not going to be going for a forge first, so he's not going to try to punish my 15 hatch or go for any really fast economy, which I really like to see as a Zerg player. Like, when I'm Zerg and I see my Protoss opponent is not going Nexus first, I already feel like I have a gigantic advantage, and that's exactly what's happening this game. Kind of interested to see what he does with this. I mean, if you do go this type of build as Protoss, I feel like you have to go for some kind of fast tech or some kind of fast push. Otherwise, you're just going to be so far behind in the economy that it's just not going to be worth it. Second hatchery about to complete. Going to be pumping out some queens. Get a third queen for some creep. And my overlord is seeing, uh-oh, there's no Nexus and no forge or anything. Better get the heck out of there because a stalker might be coming out soon. Looks like he's actually getting a second zealot instead, which is really weird. I don't know why you'd waste time getting a second zealot when you know Zerg are just going to go macro. Why do you need that zealot when you could just get a stalker and send it out for some scouting? Because stalkers are the same speed as zerglings, so they can't get caught by zerglings. And if a zerg has speed this early, then that's just really weird, and you wouldn't really mind losing a stalker because they had to sacrifice a lot to get speed that earlier. He is sending out two zealots. These two zealots trying to be aggressive. He does realize that Zerg don't want to produce a lot of lings in the beginning, and this might force some extra lings out of me. And we'll see exactly how I respond to this. This is the kind of situation where, as a Zerg, you've got to respond accordingly. You don't want to get like 10 lings, but you don't want to get like 2 or 4 lings because you might not be able to kill the zealots when you need to now. Of course, the second queen is going to help, but we'll see exactly how many I get. 6 seems like a pretty good number. It looks like my queen will be out in time. A Roach Warren starting as well. And the reason I'm getting a Roach Warren is because I have seen that he hasn't taken a really fast expansion. I'm going to see exactly the timing of that once I bring in my Overlord. And I expect some kind of 2-base timing to come, because if it doesn't, he's just going to be way too far behind because his Nexus was so late. We can see that he is still ahead in Harvester count, but Zerg really needs to wait for their first couple of injects to catch up. In that, you can see me making a lot of drones. And also, I just feel like I have a lot more growth potential as far as macro goes, so I'm not too worried if I'm just slightly ahead in Harvesters. You can see I'm actually still slightly behind. Now I'm slightly ahead. But I just want to make sure I don't die to anything ridiculous. This queen actually needs to be attacking the Zealot. The Zealot does a lot more damage than the Mothership Core, and he might actually lose this Mothership Core. I might lose my queen at the same time, though. Looks like his Mothership Core actually will get away, so that was some poor micro from myself. It wasn't that I was choosing not to micro the queen. It's that I thought the queen would actually win the battle, so it's not like I was ignoring her. Sorry. I'm sorry, queen. I didn't want you to die like that. Keeping an eye on my third, looking for any proxy pylons, and this probe looks like he wants to set up a pylon, but of course I can't see that with my Overlord. Mothership Core still just hanging out, and I'm continuing to drone up. Lair on the way. Looks like I didn't actually make as many drones as I could have, and I think that's because he killed my queen. That's 3 drones I could have gotten. I think I got a few too many lings. These lings just trying to bounce back and forward and see what's going on. And he's going to get some more sentries, so he looks to be playing pretty defensively. He's not going for any 2-base timing yet. And I am up by 4 on Harvester. Should be up by more, but kind of snafu'd a little bit when those zealots came and attacked me. There goes the proxy pylon. He actually tried building a pylon here and canceled it. I did miss that, but do I see this pylon? Yeah, I do see that one. And hopefully my lings will be able to take it out, although the Mothership Core is protecting it, and that's kind of the new strength in the Protoss proxies. You can't just pick it off with a couple of lings. You're going to need a lot more than that. And here comes exGenius. He's got these sentries with a lot of energy. They've had a little bit of time to store some up. They're each going to have 2 force fields. That guy might get 3 eventually. But he really just wants to try to get into my natural and force field off my main, and we can't see I'm responding well to this. I'm producing a lot of roaches. Something that might not hurt is actually burrow as well, but we don't see burrow being researched. 3rd queen on the way. That's going to be my creep queen, but I don't know if I'm going to have enough roaches to deal with this. He's going to be warping in stalkers, I assume, with his next warping. Is he going to go? Yes, he's just going to go right now. And 5 more roaches on the way. I haven't supply capped myself. I'm spending my money pretty well. Harvester count, I'm up by 8. And we'll see exactly what Genius does. Roaches, not great against good force fields. Oh, and he gets 2 force fields to trap 4 roaches. 1 roach able to get away. But that was a great use of force fields right there, man. Roach is pretty good against Zealot Sentry, though. Another round of force fields letting me squeeze through, though. I'm just trying to micro my roaches back, trying to rally from my main as well, and just not microing as well as I could be. 7 more roaches on the way. Roach, burrow, and speed on the way as well. But I need to try to get back and kill the sentries in the back. I can't let him keep force fielding my main. If these guys would just get past these force fields, I'd be just fine. And now I've just got a lot of roaches. He does warp in 4 more stalkers, though, and that's not good for me. Still need to focus these sentries. I need to try to find the ones with high energy and take them down so I can get those roaches stuck in my main into my natural to help. But it's not looking so great. He has killed a couple of workers. Look, he's killed 8 workers since this attack has started. 3 more roaches on the way. Burrow almost complete. Am I going to burrow in time? Do I notice that burrow's about to finish? I don't know. Burrow, roaches! Get underground. It's nice and warm. Oh, still not burrowing. So many roaches in my main trying to get into my natural. There's the burrow finally realizing it's complete. Saving my drones as well. Now I'm really scared of losing this natural hatchery. That's basically what I have to worry about at this point. But we can see he's about to run out of energy. I don't think he has enough for another force field. Is this sentry going to get energy in time? Is this hatchery going to go down? Yes, the hatchery is going to go down. And that is not great. So finally he runs out of energy, and my speed roaches are going to be able to pick off some of these stalkers, some of the sentries. You can see 3 movement speed compared to 2.95, so roaches are just slightly faster than stalkers. It's kind of unfortunate because I really need to clean up this attack all the way to have a chance of coming back into the game. I mean, I still have a slight chance. I need to get that hatchery up right away. There it goes. I lost a lot of drones, but I didn't lose all of them. Still at 35, but it's going to be an uphill battle from here. And not looking so great for me. Maybe I might be able to get into his natural if I can take down these cannons. I don't think he has any detection. He's got a Phoenix on the way, but that can't use detect like Oracles can. But some good force fields once again preventing me from getting in and preventing me from doing any damage to the cannons, really. And now I'm forced to back off. So exGenius with a really good timing and some nice plays so far, forcing me to rebuild my second base. And it's just not looking too great. Down my 13 drones. I'm trying to go for the Roach Hydras right now, but the harvester count is just so lopsided. He's even sending a Zealot just to double check that I don't have a 3rd, don't have a 4th, don't have any extra bases that he doesn't know about. And he's gonna be pretty happy to find out that I'm just now getting my 3rd base. I'm still waiting on my 2nd base as well. So Genius is switching up into a little bit of airplay, and I'm not sure I really like this. He's so heavily focused on upgrades with his double forge. He's already crippled me so much. I feel like it'd be a lot safer just to go for standard Colossi instead of just focusing on Phoenix. Maybe Void Rays instead of Phoenix, because Phoenix are kind of the kind of unit that can just be completely shut down, whereas at least Void Rays will help you in your army in like a head-on fight. More Warpins from these Zealots. They're going to be wasted. Need to get this Roach back, though. Looks like he's going to try to run. Moving out with some more stalkers and sentries. Not a large number of stalkers and sentries, and he knows I have speed roaches with burrow, so I'm not sure what he's trying to accomplish with this attack. He knows I can just burrow if I need to. 2 time warps coming down, and that's just like a really powerful spell. It seems like it's even more than 50%, but it's not. I mean, look how slow these roaches are. they don't have their movement speed listed. Yeah, just 50% movement decrease. And with this burrow, I'm able to kill a lot of sentries. I mean, I'm not getting the most cost effectiveness out of this army, but I'm not losing a ton of roaches, and I am able to just basically prevent him from attacking me. I should be unburrowing and trying to snipe sentries. And it looks like I'm just going to be going for zealots. Another burrow going down. Almost finished with my +1 attack. I thought I was getting +1 armor as well, but no, it looks like I have been skimping out on the upgrades. And this is really strange play from exGenius. He knows I have burrow. He's not getting a third. He's just now starting his third. It's like he's trying to let me catch up in the game. 45 to 54. He can't move in on my speed roaches. And he just, I don't really know what this push is all about, really. Burrowing the roaches that are trapped in the force field, and that's going to allow me to save them. And for Phoenix, like I said, they're not really doing a whole lot. I'm not exactly sure why he got these Phoenix. I am going to have some Hydras out soon to deal with the Phoenix. He is able to pick off one Roach, and when that Rebel completes, I assume he's going to immediately produce an Observer, realizing, wow, well, I can't do anything with this Gateway army because I have no detection. These Phoenix trying to come into the main. I don't have any Spore colonies in the main, so he might actually kill his Queen, kill a couple drones, maybe force my Roaches back, and then force field I don't know, force field something, or force my Hydras back. He has done a nice little warp in at the top, sending in his Zealots to my third base, but it has 0 saturation right now. I just can't afford to make drones. There's just so many units at my front gate that I have to deal with. I need to start getting my saturation up eventually, though. And it's, I don't know, man. It's just hard to deal with this kind of Protoss force after you've lost your second base. You're even getting harassed in the main. That Spore's going to be up soon, but he's already killing so many workers. 21, 22 workers killed. And the only thing I have going for me right now is he doesn't have a good anti-Hydra Roach army. He still doesn't have any Colossi. He doesn't have any Storm. It's just, he just followed up his attack so weirdly, so strangely, that maybe I can get something done with these Roaches. He is actually 2-2, but Roach Hydra against Gateway is pretty damn good. Force fields aren't going to do a whole lot. My Hydras do have that plus range, 6 range, so that's going to allow them to outrange the Sentries and the Stalkers, or have the same range as the Stalkers. But look at this, Hydra's doing so much damage despite worse upgrades because he has no Colossi, and this is kind of where he's trying to let me back into the game. Not the greatest force fields, would rather put up a Guardian Shield, and there it goes. And I might even destroy his third. I'm rallying 8 more Roaches and 4 more Hydras. Keep in mind, this entire game, I've been down by 15 or so Harvesters after he killed my natural. And I'm just going to try to kill as many Stalkers as I can. Going for the probe line. Might just get a Nexus kill right here. The first Colossus on the way for exGenius. This is 18 minutes into the game, and he's just now getting a Colossus. That's StarCraft time, of course, but this is telling me, okay, I don't think I'll be able to push into the main. Finally, I can saturate my third, producing about 10 drones. I like how I look at the actual number, and instead of just saying 9, when I can see the number, I just say about 10. It's just weird. Like, why would I do that? Maybe because I'm an idiot. Supply count's now 81 to 118. Hydra range and speed has completed. This base is actually getting saturated, and I'm kind of realizing at this point, alright, I can't really bust into his main with my Roach Hydra, so I'm going to have to go for some tech to prepare for Colossi or to prepare for Templar. So I am getting my Infestation Pit. Starting my +1 attack and +2 armor for my Roach Hydra army. And I hope to be heading to Vipers. We can see my 4th base complete as well. And I just don't understand how he didn't have Colossi sooner. It's like, it didn't make any sense. He knew I had Burrow, and he didn't have Observers or Colossi, and instead he goes Phoenix. Like, he had a pretty effective timing. I probably should have handled the timing better. I didn't make as many Roaches as I should. I didn't pick off the Sentries as soon as I should have. And he's just really struggling on 2-base. 2-base toss is just not that great. He just can't afford as many Colossi as he'd like to be able to afford to push into this Roach Hydra. And by the time he gets his 3rd base, hopefully I should have Vipers out. We can finally see 11 drones on the way. I'm now up by 15 on Harvesters, soon to be 26. Hive on the way. These guys aren't doing a whole lot, though. I need to get them up to my 4th base. They are just oversaturating this single mineral patch. We're too lazy. We don't want to go to the 4th base because we're stupid. Up 24 on the Harvesters. He's not getting any drones. He's not getting any drones, but he is oversaturated, or is he is mined out at his main, so I guess that's not super terrible. He's on 2 mining bases. I'm going to be on 2 mining bases, soon to be 3 mining bases, and here we can finally see the transfer from the main 19 Harvesters. And these Phoenix haven't done a whole lot. I mean, they got some kills in the main, sure, but other than that, not a ton going on with them. Oh, it's flying right over my Hydras. I don't quite see it. I don't know what those noises I just made were. Preparing for some Vipers with some Evolution Chamber. chambers. And, you know, a bad habit that a lot of Zerg players have is not replacing the queen. The creep queen when she dies. You have to replace the creep queen when she dies. This is an unacceptable amount of creep. I don't even have it connected to my 4th base. I barely have enough creep to have forward evolution chambers. Still not able to kill Elena's Phoenix, so maybe they have paid for themselves by now. But the 5 Vipers are on the way. 5 is a bit too much. I wouldn't recommend getting 5 Vipers, because once you consume these evolution chambers with Vipers, you're going to be able to use 2 abducts apiece. And I don't think I will need 10 abducts in any situation. There's no way he's going to have 10 Colossi. You don't need to abduct Archons. It never hurts, but Archons die pretty easily anyway. The only problem with Archons is when you abduct a Colossus, you actually prioritize the closest unit first. So if you abduct a Colossus and an Archon is still closer to your Hydras and Roaches, your units won't focus the Colossus. You have to tell them to do that. And that's where the micro lies when you have Hydra, Roach, Viper. You have to make sure you're focusing the Colossi. They do so much more damage than Archons, than Zealots, than anything else. And we'll see just how well I'm able to micro these Vipers. You can see I'm consuming 1 evolution chamber per each Viper. These will, of course, heal up very, very slowly, but might need to replace them in the near future. Seeing this pylon down here and taking it down. 75 to 58, still only running on 2 bases. 18 and 19 harvesters, looking to create a 4th base, but that Overlord is halting that process just a little bit. My upgrades are 2-2. His upgrades are 3-1-3, so he's actually got a nice little upgrade advantage. I'm waiting for my 3-3. Pathogen Glance coming as well as melee attack, just in case I do want to switch it up to Broodlords. And now we are seeing the battle. Abduct coming down, but once again, I didn't target the Colossi. I am still not targeting the Colossi. These Archons are just soaking up so much damage. So many Zealots going down, and even with another round of abducts, still no target firing of the Colossi, and that's exactly what I meant. You will prioritize the closest units. You're going to prioritize the Zealots. You're going to prioritize the Archons, who have a ton of life, although I do not recommend getting Archons in a PvZ. They're just not that great unless you're bad like me. And he ends up winning the battle because of that. He doesn't want to move in. He doesn't feel like he has a large enough force, and I can just reproduce all of my units at once. And so he's just going to kind of hang out here, but he can at least check to see what I have. He's not taking advantage of winning that battle, and just sitting with 4 Colossi. And man, you just gotta right-click those Colossi if you're gonna abduct them. I mean, the abducts were fine, but I just didn't switch. I didn't kite well. I could have just kited back onto the creep and sniped the Colossi. But I basically let him do exactly what he wanted to do, and that was keep his Colossi alive, obviously. So, a couple blunders so far in this game on both sides, and by a couple I mean a lot of big blunders. He's going to be going for my 4th base now. I'm frantically trying to retrain some Vipers, 2 more Vipers on the way, that's going to total 4. Trying to get my Hydra Roach army up to speed, and just waiting on that 3-3. That 3-3 will help a lot, but against high damage units like Archons and Colossi, upgrades don't matter as much, but it'd still be nice to have them. He's even got some High Templar to feedback my Vipers. So this is going to be 3 base Zerg against 4 base Protoss here in a second. But what is he doing? Oh, he's moving down to my natural instead of going into my 3rd, and this is going to allow me to bring up some Colossi onto the 3rd base. Oh, and he's not microing them back. It looks like I was able to kill 1 Colossus, 2 Colossus going down, another one being pulled up to the ramp, and he doesn't have sight to see my Vipers and feedback them, so able to pick off a lot of units. These Templar are so slow. I might get a couple of those as well. Is he going to turn around and feedback? No, he doesn't. So that was pretty huge. 21 more Roaches on the way. I'm going to try to go for a counterattack. You can see I'm still trying to consume these evolution chambers. These are like professional evolution chambers. And if I time it just right, if he attacks me, I can actually use those broodlings that I killed to fight him as well. And I just try to run him out of the precinct. These Vipers really need to come in and abduct some more Colossi. 2 Colossi just too strong, even against such a large army, just because I don't have abduct. I can't get to them. He's got force fields. He's got Mothership Core. No, the Mothership Core's dead, it looks like. No, what are you doing? Oh, you lazy bitch. You could have been using Time Warp that last battle. Going in once again. No more Colossi on the way, and I think that's a mistake. That's really what he needs. Just because I'm abducting him doesn't mean he doesn't need Colossi. He just has to try to feedback my Vipers before I get those abducts in. Once again, another forward pylon being taken out. Oh, and he's got some Zealots on my 4th, and he's got some Zealots on another base I might take here. And this is just telling me, man, I'm just not going to get the bases up I need to get. I have to go for some kind of counterattack. Where are my Vipers at? 3 Vipers with 2 more on the way, and he still only has 2 Colossi. That's not good at all. He needs a lot more than that. Hopefully, if I do end up abducting those Colossi, I can focus them down this time. This base actually going down, sending in 2 roaches to help out. These drones futilely attacking a 4 armor zealot and trying to get a good concave here. Where are the Vipers? Mothership core going down. That's good. No time warp. And his 4th is up for grabs. Is he going to let me get in there and take it down? And the cool thing about this is I have height advantage and I have a good concave advantage. Should I be focusing the Nexus? Yes, I should. And going to be running back. Not the greatest concave for me, but 1 pull, 2 pulls. Oh, still not focusing the Colossi. Another pull in a wrong location, but he doesn't have a lot of meat shields. Those Archons coming up late, splitting some of my roaches to take down the Colossus on the left side. Nice storms coming down, but they might be a little bit too late sniping those Templar. He does kill all my Vipers, but these weak roaches can actually burrow to regen all of their health. 13 more roaches on the way, still trying to take that 4th base. Those drones just kind of hanging out. Looks like we'll be able to eliminate all these probes. He's spending all of his money, but he's not training the right units. He needs Colossi and Templar against this army. Oh my gosh, and exGenius leaving the game. I don't know how he ended up losing that after killing my 2nd with that timing. His 3rd was so late and his tech was so late. He didn't get any Colossi. He just let me pick off too many Colossi up here too. And that was just a weird game. You shouldn't let your opponent come back into the game like that. I mean, that was really bad up here too for me, like when I was abducting his Colossi and I wasn't focus firing him, but I don't know. Hope you guys learned about that. Learned a little bit. Zerg are capable of comebacks if your opponent just flops and dies. But I don't know, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Penis.